Now, if you're like me, you want to have a life outside of medical school and not spend your entire free time studying just medical school content. Now, I know that seems so hard because the amount of workload that comes in with studying medicine is just an immense amount. So sometimes it feels like, we don't have a life outside of medicine because all we're doing is constantly trying to revise and trying to study and trying to catch up with the amount of workload that is there to be done. However, that doesn't have to be the case, and if you're a medical student like me, you can have a life outside of medical school. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you some of the tips that have helped me to try and actually, do my work efficiently so that I can try and have somewhat of a life outside medical school. Now, the main reason that you want to do this is because you might have interests that you want to do outside medical school. For example, for me, it's this YouTube channel. I also have some other projects going on, which, if you know, you know. But the main principle is studying as efficiently as you can and making sure you spend the least amount of time studying your medical school content so that you can focus on your other interests outside med school. So the first and probably the biggest thing that has helped me to study efficiently in medical school is the spaced repetition app called Anki. Chances are you've probably already heard of Anki, but if you haven't, you've probably seen other people use it as well. It's basically a spaced repetition flashcard app, and I've already made a couple of videos on how it works. So if you're new to this whole Anki game, then make sure you check out my entire playlist I have on Anki. But the beautiful thing about Anki is once I started using it, I realized that most of the work is actually done by the app itself, and you only have to do the initial work of making the flashcards. What Anki does so beautifully is it presents you the flashcards just when you're about to forget it, so that you can actively recall that flashcard and it stays in your memory and you don't forget that card. So most of the work of showing you which card when you need to see it just before you're about to forget it, that is all handled by you. All you need to do is do the initial step of making the flashcards, do your Anki cards every day, and you're gonna stay on top of your work. Before this, I just used to make notes, and I don't even know how I got through med school just making notes. But once I realized notes aren't very efficient, your brain's just gonna forget it, and sometimes I'd make notes and never even come back to look at it, but I still feel like I'd have to make notes from the lectures. So using this new approach with making notes on Notion and using Anki and combining those two apps together has really helped me out this year. So again, check out my Anki playlist, check out my Notion playlist if you haven't already. Now the second thing that has helped me is the Be Focused timer. This is a Pomodoro timer app that you can download on your computer, and essentially if you're like me, you're the king of procrastination, you procrastinate very easily. Even while I'm doing my Anki cards, I'll just be thinking about something else that I have to do or something else that comes on my mind. But now, what I've found that has kind of helped me with this, I still need to work on it myself, is basically I'll do my Anki cards in a Pomodoro timer, and if I've got some thoughts in my mind that's distracting me, I've got my notebook next to me here. I'll simply write those things down in my notebook, and then that way, after my Pomodoro time is done, then I can go through and look at, okay, this was my mind dump from earlier while I was doing my Pomodoro timer, and then I can address those to-dos or those thoughts and then sort them out later. Before, what I do is I do my Anki cards and I think, okay, let me check this out on YouTube or something. Or, okay, let me see if whatever it is. I'll just never do my Anki cards and I'll get distracted so much. But with this, if I've got a new thought, I'll write it down, and then I know that I'm going to come back to it anyway, so that my mind's been emptied, my mind can let me carry on doing my Anki cards in peace. So if you haven't tried out Pomodoro timer already, then make sure to download this app called Be Focused on your Mac and then check it out and then try it out. Okay, the third thing that has helped me is using Google Calendar to time block your week. Before I used to do this, I used to be clueless about the week. I didn't even know what day we were on half of the time. I mean, I still get confused right now, especially because every day is a little bit monotonous. What day are we on? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? For example, today is a Tuesday. I fully thought it was a Monday, but anyway, I'm getting off topic. Essentially, by using Google Calendar, I can put out my main events and time block them onto the calendar, so that every week when I do a weekly review on Saturdays, I can check that to see what I have coming up in that week. That way I can prepare to see, okay, this day's gonna be busy, I need to sleep properly. Okay, this day I've got nothing on, so I can do my YouTube work or other work I've got planned, and so on and so forth. But basically, by doing that weekly review and setting that Google time blocking calendar on Google Calendar, then I can actually see what I've got coming up in the week, and it'll help me plan my week a bit better and stay on top of my time. Okay, so the next thing that's helped helped me a lot, and this is probably like gold, you know, this is gold. So basically it's just a to-do app called Things 3. The beautiful thing about it is it's on my phone, it's on my laptop, and it syncs really well, so I can add to-dos wherever I go, wherever I am. And it's got different sections. So it's got today section, and an inbox section, and an upcoming section. So all the tasks that I want to get done today, I'll pop them into my today list, and then I can just check them as I finish the task. That way I don't have to keep remembering what I need to do for the day. I've just got it all written down, and then I'll choose a task, I'll focus on it for a certain amount of time, and then I'll check it off once I've done it, and then I can revisit my to-do list and see what else I have to do that day. If there's a task with a deadline, I can easily set it to another day and then add the date on it so I know when it's due. And it syncs really well with my Google Calendar as well, because when I go on to upcoming, I'll see all the tasks I have to do and when I set them to do it. And the other good thing about Things 3 is you can have different sections for different areas of your life. So for example, I have a little project called just life with my general admin to-dos, and I'll have another section called medicine with my like study work I need to do for medicine, or I have another section called, I don't know, like health or whatever. But the main principle is you can have different sections, and they're basically called projects. But you can have different sections to separate out your to-dos so they don't all get intermingled into one, if that's how you want to do things. I just dump everything into my inbox or into my today list, and just check it off as I go along. And actually one of the sick things about this is you can set to-dos that recur daily or weekly or however often you want. Before this, I have a daily habit of meditation, but sometimes I used to forget to meditate, and then I would just remember the next day being like, oh okay, I didn't meditate this day. But now what I've done is I've set a daily reminder on things for me to meditate, which comes up every day, and then once I've done it I can check it off. And now it's become like an innate habit. I don't even need to have that there. I still have it there just because I've always had it for ages, but that is what helped me to form that habit in the first place. So if there's a new habit that you're trying to form, maybe like you wanna, I don't know, like me, you wanna meditate every day, or you wanna, I don't know, go to the gym on like Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, you can set that on your things to come up on that day, so that when you check your things list in the morning, it will already be there as a task for you to get done during that day. So that's it for this video. I hope these tips were helpful. If you're new here, then my name's Abhiyan. I'm a medical student studying in London. If you want to check out my weekly newsletter called Swift Sunday, link is in the description below. With that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you again in my next video.